What is going on, Panther Lair? We are back talking about the Pittsburgh Panthers' home victory over the Boston College Eagles this past Saturday night on senior night. Now, I want to talk about Jaland Lowe's performance because I think this is the optimal way for him to fit into Pitt's offense. If you watch the game, if you checked out the box score, you know that he finished with 15 points on a very efficient 4 for 8 from the floor, including 6 for 6 from the free throw line. He had 10 assists, only 1 turnover. And if you think about this in terms of his efficiency, he's only had 5 games on the year in which he shot 50% or better. Only 3 of those are against ACC competition. So I think this is really one of his standout performances. Maybe you could say a little bit too little too late, but we'll see, come Tuesday if they can build off some of this momentum and some of this lineup configuration that they seem to stumble into, although not really, because I feel like there was a ton of evidence for Pitt being a better team with like only 1 big on the floor, but whatever. So diving into these sequences here, going to start with the one possession I really felt that he forced things, and these are usually what we've seen from him, right? He only took 2 shots in the first half. Right? All 4 of his points came from the free throw line, and I think it's just because he wasn't really, the shot merchant that we've seen him be. And when you watch this sequence, you'll realize like this is what we usually see from Lowe. We see quite a few of these per game. Now, sometimes he makes these, right? There's times where he converts one of these, but there's just too many. It seems like 2 out of every 3 are not going to go down. They're going to look something like this, right? But he didn't have a lot of those. But how I really think he fit well into the offense was Brandon Cummings had a turn to run the offense early in the game. Ishmael Leggett had a turn to run the offense early in the game. And then Lowe kind of became that like extension to that. So when those guys didn't always get something going or didn't get an initial look, and sometimes they did, Lowe would kind of come in with like a second ball screen or off a second action, and then he would create. And I think that worked really well. Also, we know that he can initiate actions, right? He can be the primary ball handler, but he didn't have to do it all the time, and I think that really helped here. But one of the things he's done well for most of the season, not all of it, is understanding that like his driving presence, like the gravity that he generates when he tries to drive the basketball, he takes 2 defenders with him, and he's usually, within the last couple games, finding the open teammate, right? His potential assists, I think, are probably higher over the last 5 to 8 games than they may have been all season. And you certainly saw that with his 10 assist performance on Saturday night. So works back here on this empty. 3 guys here. He's going to find a wide open Leggett for a lightly contested 3. Here, same thing. Ball screen. 4 guys are converging on him in some fashion. Really good job of Brandon Cummings just moving into this space. Nice little ball fake. He hits a 3. Very big on Cummings catch and shoot. I talked about that a little bit when I was writing articles instead of power rankings about how to get him in the lineup. I really feel like there is value for him as a catch and shoot player who, if he gets hot, all of a sudden that starts unlocking his ability to put the ball on the floor and create one-on-one. I digress here. This is about Lowe. Moving here, really like this in the towards the midway point, a little bit past that, obviously 7-minute mark here in the first half. I love having Delich involved a little bit more in the screening, especially when he has like a situation where like the big is on him or there's some kind of switching involved, and so now he has a player that maybe not be so comfortable in this role, or combination of players that aren't used to maybe defending 2 guard types. And I think Lowe clears this out. Again, 2 guys go to the ball. Make sure he draws the full 2, gets the ball out. Delich hits a wide open 3. And then here in the second half, this one's probably the easiest one. Switch. Drive hard against a switch. Forces just a little bit of a stunt and gets it out to the 6'11" Jorge Diaz-Graham for a 3. So I thought Lowe played a really good floor game. Didn't seem like he forced a lot of things, right? Only 8 shot attempts. He wasn't just trying to dominate the ball down the stretch. Granted, they were winning by so much at this point. He probably wasn't even in the game for, like in the last couple of minutes here as Capo emptied his bench. But this is something they can build on. They could try to put the ball in other people's hands early in the game, not force feed Corin, although he did score early again, and we know that right now he's on like a very high efficiency run in terms of his conversion rates, right? Just allow him to roll hard, and if he's available, get him the ball, but don't force like post feeds. I don't love the empty side pick and rolls with him necessarily, but if you just get everyone touches here, allow Leggett, allow Cummings to run the offense a little bit, and let Lowe kind of be that creator off those actions that maybe don't work out, like a secondary creator, and occasionally running the main offense and being the initial creator, probably like 50% of the time. I think Pitt's offense just have a much better feel to it, so we'll see if this is going to continue here against Notre Dame on Tuesday.